Hello, hello. Going live here unannounced again. I'll start announcing these lives when they come up. But today the topic is, why did you break up? So a lot of times what I do is I hear out your story or read out your story, and that is highly therapeutic for you. And it also really helps you get everything out. But I have 10 questions, 10 questions that I usually send out to people before a live coaching session. And they're really simple question. Hello, coach, huge fan, but gone? What an interesting name. Good to meet you, bud. And what happens is a lot of times that you're the first one on, but gone, throw me a like, but gone. So anyways, it's just a funny name when you say it, but gone. Okay. But gone. Anyways, yeah, what we're talking about today is why did you break up? And just put it simple, right? Just be simple about it. Because when you answer that question first, just get it clear. She cheated. I cheated. That's what happened. That's why you broke up. Now, all the shit that led up to it, the story, everything like that is very important. But to get to the core, you got to come back to the fact, well, I didn't have my shit together, right? I didn't have a job. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. Okay, get clear on it. So if you guys want to share that today, why did you break up? But a lot of times people say, oh, it's a deeper story. It's a bigger story. Actually, it's this and this. If you got down to the smallest sentence of what happened, or two sentences of what happened, then you can get really clear on what happened. I'm just going to pop the collar really quick here. It's a little bit cool here. I got lazy and boring. So you got lazy and boring for your ex. All right. Fair enough. That happens a lot. How long was the relationship, but gone? 4 or 5 years? Usually 4 or 5 year mark. 2.5. Okay. Just past the honeymoon. I always say honeymoon goes about 2 years tops. So 2.5. I got lazy and boring at 2.5 years. Did you feel like that was true? Would be my question. Therefore, she cheated. Okay. Let's rewind from the cheating though. She cheated. Fucked up. Gotcha. But the fact that she thought you were lazy and boring, you felt like it was true. Okay. So you weren't the same guy that dated her in the beginning that she fell for. And then later on, so she blamed her act of cheating on the fact that you're lazy and boring. Correct or not correct? BG. This is kinda. Okay. So how long ago was that breakup? And did that put a spark up your ass, literally, to become less lazy and boring? I mean, did you get adventurous after that? Because full disclosure, I've broken up. Well, that's what she said. But I'm saying, like, you agreed that it was halfway true, right? That's what you're saying, that you were being lazy and boring. And after the breakup, did you say, like, fuck this, I'm not going to be lazy anymore? And did it spark something for you beyond just the breakup? Because I was accused of being lazy before. And you know what? I was lazy. And out of the breakup, it sparked me to be like, I started going for runs. I mean, I wasn't fully lazy, but I knew where she was coming from in a lot of ways. I booked trips to go on. I did a bunch of different things that were out of my character then that I'm glad it happened because I needed that. So a lot of times in your breakup, you need that push to change. It is true. Okay, so that you were lazy and boring. And that's something that you can change, right? You weren't lazy and boring your whole life, were you? I mean, what is lazy and boring? Kicking my ass right now, lost 10 pounds. Okay, well, good, dude. How long have you been broken up, BG? You were together 2.5 years? Because I don't know if you're someone that sent me a story before. I could never know what these tag names. It's like a tag name. Does anyone know what a tag name is for graffiti artists out there? I remember when I was in middle school, people used to do tagging. That would be a good one. But gone. About 5 months. AET, AE to the T. Hey, Mac, good seeing you on here. You're the only one who shows up as a notification on the bell. LOL. Right on, man. Well, I'll take that as a fucking compliment. Thanks, bud. Cheers. 5 months out, but gone. I'm going to work with you on this one because you came on deck first. So you're 5 months out, 2.5 year relationship. She called you lazy and boring. It happens. All right. So now you're at a point where you say, kicking my ass right now, lost 10 pounds. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I would say if you're lazy and boring, plan a trip. If you don't have a lot of money right now, plan some kind of trip that you get excited about, whatever excites you. Thing about trips now, going abroad or going somewhere with Airbnb, you can get by on the cheap if you wanted, but going on a trip and getting out of your environment, that's for another post, another day. Wadded dude, I know tag name. I grew up in the 90s too. I had a tag name. That's how I know what it was. I was Chaos, which is farther from the truth. You try to be so cool with those tag names. Wadded dude. Yeah, I know tag names. That's funny. Sorry, but gone. So back to your thing. You're 5 months out of the relationship, and oh shit, coaches in the building. That's true, Mikey Mike. So what I was saying about this, you're 5 months out, but gone, right? You're 5 months out. You're 2.5 year relationship. Now you're working on yourself and you do something, you were called lazy and boring. Like I said, the next step, maybe plan a trip, dude. She's not doing well. She's been reaching indirectly. Like she calls our common friend who happens to work with me. Then after they talk, she wants to talk to me. That's lame. It's indirect, but I mean, that's how women communicate a lot of times, is indirect, right? They, some people might call it, oh, this dude says, it's so funny. Anytime the word fuck is used, they hide it on the thing. Message automatically held for review, hidden. Okay. He said, I fucking traveled the whole year. If you have the money to travel, I mean, you can travel cheap. I'm from California. I wasn't a big traveler. We'd go to big thing in California is to go to Mexico or to go to Hawaii. And I'm telling you, there's better places to go that are a lot more fun. That are a lot more fucking cheaper. Jesus. She's not doing well. Bottom line is, where are you at, Butt Gone? I'm going to stick with you on this, even though this is a live show and there's other people talking because you came on first. What are you feeling? Do you want to get back with her? Do you want to entertain this? Are you in a position where you can go out with her, have lunch, and have no expectations and be on your game? Hey, Mac, I honestly want to get my ex back. Otaku Wolf Gamer. That's an interesting name. Let's just go with Wolf Gamer instead of Otaku. It's been 2 months of no contact since my ex dumped me. Well, let's figure out how to spell dumped first. I were a horrible person, honestly. Sure, I can blame it on circumstances, but my ex isn't budging. If you believe you're a horrible person, you need to take some time away from the game and not look at trying to get your ex back. Look at trying to get yourself back in a position where you don't think of yourself as horrible. That's a horrible word to use to talk about yourself. I don't know if I've ever had a time in my life where I was like, I'm a horrible person. If that's the case, you need to redirect some of that energy and get something back where you feel like I'm a pretty good person. Most of the people I talk to in a live coaching, I'm like, who are you? So I'm good people. I'm a good person. You should feel good about yourself first and foremost, or else you're not going to attract a good partner. They're not going to stick around. She isn't reaching out at all. Yeah, well, you think yourself a horrible person, or breadcrumbing. I call it baiting or breadcrumbing. Yeah, you can call it what you want, man. He's talking about, I would get a passport. Mike, you've been talking about it for a while. I know, Mike, you got kids, so I know it's you got mouths to feed and stuff like that. But to get out of the country and go somewhere new, it's what's really cool about it is like everyone talks about change, and everyone talks about like wanting to change their routine or their habits. When you go into another place for a month or 2 months, even if you've ever moved cities, you automatically have to change your habits and routines. You have no fucking choice. It's like if you live in the same city. I grew up in the Bay Area, in the same city for years, right? You have the same coffee shop, same group of friends, same things you do when you're bored, same park you go to walk your dog, and that's fine. But when you move somewhere, it's like you got to redirect all that, find new habits and routines, and it's kind of fun a lot of times. In the beginning, it's like, oh, okay, but then you meet new people, you open up, you reinvent yourself. It's great. Last week, she asked if I wanted to see her. I declined because she was with someone else now. She cheated anyway. Do you think I should have went for it? Well, that's your call. People ask me this. I'm not living in your body or your feelings. If she's with someone else now, no. If you want to get back with her, you have feelings for her, why the fuck would you ever go to lunch with someone? And she's like, oh, and she might just briefly mention, oh yeah, me and Todd, we went to went out kayaking this weekend or something. Fuck that. I wouldn't put myself in that position. I wouldn't want to hear about who she's with. If you can go into that lunch and not give a fuck and be like, all right, if she wants to hook up, what's your intentions? Do you want to get her back as your girlfriend, or do you want to be a friend with benefits, or you want to just be friends? Because if she's talking to someone and she cheated anyways, and you're okay with that, like you just want to hook up with her, then go ahead. But if you want to revisit a monogamous long-term relationship, I would say no. Yeah, I still want to get her back, coach. If you still want to get her back, are you okay with the fact that she's with someone else and that she cheated? Can you get over that? It's like a lot of times people go, oh yeah, I want to get her back. And I'm like, are you okay with the fact that she cheated on you? You think you can trust her now? Nah, not really. Well, then how are you going to have a good relationship? I don't get it. But some people can forgive and forget. If you can, fine. I broke up with my ex because I neglected his needs, but he's still attached to my dog. Oh, did you send your story in before? I feel like I've heard this story. He was coming to my house all last year after the breakup, and it was doing no good for me, so I cut it. I remember this story. Well, I mean, it's certainly possible people are attached to dogs, and there is communal dog rules, I guess, or something like that for couples. Probably it's out there. But the bottom line is someone's got to take the dog and go. If it's messing with your personal life, if he's coming over and asking you things you don't want to answer and making it uncomfortable and it's not working out, one of you got to say, like, the dog's mine, done. Or maybe you just go, hey, you know what? I decided I'm going to do you a big favor and buy you your own dog and go down to the shelter and adopt you one. Put some love into another dog. I would just work on myself. And you neglected his needs. That could be a lot of different things too. Always come back to this, folks. When you feel like someone broke up with you, do you feel like it was valid? So you neglected his needs. Was that a valid statement, or do you think they just can't? Like, do you believe it's true, or do you think it's an unfair statement? You got to come back to that. And then if it is or it isn't, you can't overcompensate and all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm going to fill all their needs. That's not how it works. I would just work on myself. But your videos has helped me so much to look inward and not give a fuck about him. But your vids are educational. Well, thank you kindly. I'm a teacher by nature. I'm a girl, by the way, not a dude. LOL. It's just, I know that now, right? But the AET, I don't know what that is, right? I don't know if that's a girl or a guy at all. Gotta adapt. Absolutely. That's part of being a species in the universe or the world, right? Well, I used to be very manipulative and emotionally abusing, mostly unintentionally. Well, whether it was unintentional or not, then you need to be more self-aware. You need to know who you are and what you're doing. And at some point in your life, I'm not sure how old, or I'm just going to go with Wolf Gamer, how old you are. But part of life is being more self-aware and asking yourself, is this right or wrong? As simple as it fucking sounds, at the base of all religions is right and wrong, right? You can go like 10 Commandments. You can go any of these religions. Most of them come back to doing right and wrong. And being manipulative and emotionally abusive is something that you can change and be aware of and go, hey, I don't want to be that way anymore. There's something in you that's making you that way. And this breakup happened so it could prove to you, hey, you're not doing the right things. But I believe I'm a better person. Good. But my ex said she wanted friendship. I want her as my girlfriend. Well, you got to respect the fact that that's how she feels right now. And the fact that you were manipulative and emotionally abusing, she probably doesn't want to get back with you anytime soon. And she probably doesn't believe the fact that you've changed. She's got to come to a point where she sees change, or she looks back and she sees potential in you changing. And that doesn't happen very quickly if it's, a body of work over a couple of years. Don't be friends if you want them. If you want them, it feels fake as hell and you're letting them have their cake and eat it too. Yeah, if you don't want to be friends, don't be friends. I mean, there's been a few situations where I've had people, guys, I know AAT is a woman. I've had guys that have had situations where they could have friends with benefits afterwards, and they're pissed off. They're like, I don't want to do that. And what happens is, I'm like, a lot of guys would love having friends with benefits, right? afterwards. But someone always loses in friends with benefits because someone always cops feelings and gets excited, and then the other person just dashes out because there's always an open door on both ends of that room. You understand me? So if you don't want to be friends, don't be friends, but don't be bitter about it. Just accept it. A lot of people are, oh, I don't want to be friends. Oh, they just want to be. Well, they broke up with you for a reason. Okay. The reason they want to be friends, sometimes it's pity. Sometimes it's, oh, I still care about you. You know my mom and dad really well. You know my brothers and sisters. You know my family and friends. But connection-wise, attraction-wise, it's not there. So we could just be friends and cordial. But if you don't want to do that, it's fine. People get angry about that. It's an offer. Take it or leave it, right? The highest level of negotiation, as the great Corey Wen says, is to be able to walk away and mean it, right? So I'm going no contact, but she doesn't seem to be caring. No contact doesn't, this is the problem. People go into no contact and they just assume it's going to work for what they want. Does that make sense? I want my ex back, so I'm doing no contact. No, you want to improve yourself, move forward, create a situation where you're actually fucking independent and you can take care of yourself. And if she comes back, it's a bonus because you're in no contact because you're saying, you know what, this person doesn't want to interact with me. They don't want to be with me. I can do my thing. I'm a confident individual. It's going to hurt. I'm wounded. I'm healing. I'm doing my best. I'm moving forward. This idea that, oh, no contact hasn't worked yet. They haven't called me yet. It's weak-minded. It's needy. And usually you're not working on yourself. You're sitting back and you're hoping and wishing. It's superstitious, really. And some people even get superstitious. They start to get like, oh shit, if I go do this, then this will work. You don't negotiate with no contact. It's like, if I do 30 days, she'll contact me. It doesn't work that way. You do no contact for you. That's who you do it for, first and foremost. And that's what's attractive about it, is you're saying, I accept that you broke up with me. You don't have to accept the reason. You don't have to accept the story, but you're like, I accept it and I'm moving forward. That's attractive. Don't be friends if you want them, if it feels fake as hell. Okay, I read that. So I'm doing no contact. I read that. Thank you, coach. Been listening to a lot, and Subbed, your work really helps a ton. No problem, PG. Yes, Mac, I sent you the story about the dog. I remember that one. I think you were in Southern California, if I remember correct, too. I could be wrong. I want to reattract her, but I don't know if I should wait for the relationship to end. Or can I do it since she's reaching out? She's in a relationship with another guy and you want to play sidecar? I mean, you certainly can take that role, but who are you attracting? If someone's willing to cheat on you, they get a new partner, they're willing to cheat on that partner. What are you getting into? Sounds like you got a serial cheater on your hands. I mean, she's telling you who she is. I would say the moral thing to do is once she's available, then maybe talk to her and go to lunch. But it sounds like she's trying to line up an option. If she breaks up with this guy, everything's in her favor. So if you start putting in some work on her, going out and doing things, and she's still with this other guy, so she's got two options to buy right there. It sounds like that's all in her favor. If you want to do like some subtle, like we just go out, it doesn't mean anything to me, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. That's just fine. But what's your intention here? Do you want to get back with someone that's willing to cheat on the guy that she cheated on and left you with? Nike One, the whoosh. What up, Coach Mac? What up, boss? I think we're talking later today. Sent you a message about that already. So we're doing a live coaching later on. I think that's pretty late for you, by the way. Thank you for that. It's crazy because I remember when I was down and when I learned how to focus and what I needed to do, and I got more focused. Yeah. It's interesting too. Yeah. Like, have you ever really, there's all these things about The Secret, different books and manifesting things and stuff, but really focusing a lot of attention on what you want and where you want to head makes a difference. I think the problem now is people want so many different things. They can't focus on the one thing they really want that's important to them. No contact helps you find yourself. It shows you if you can live without that individual. Right on, Mike. Preach on. Take them to church, Mike. true age 22 sparks, doing no contact helped me find who I am. It does. The thing about it is what people don't like is they're waiting for it to work, right? And it doesn't necessarily work. It's like every day you feel a little bit better, but if your ex contacts you back and you're in a mode where you've been taking care of yourself, you've been doing your own thing, you don't get so like, oh my God, they called me. You don't get all excited. You're like, oh, she called me. Okay, let me think about what I'm going to do with that. All right, maybe we'll go get lunch and see what happens. That's the best place to be, and not the place. She called me. Okay, let me order a dozen roses, and let me take her out to this expensive restaurant and really impress her, and let me show her how much I changed and how much better I am. You should just feel that naturally. It should be like walking. You should be going into that like, yeah, I've been in pretty good shape. I feel pretty good about myself. And then if she can't see that, it's just fine. I'll keep moving. It shows you can live without someone. I stayed on purpose and did things I've always wanted to do. So I'm feeling good, feeling great. Well, that's outstanding. Yes, I'm in San Diego. I thought it was San Diego. I just didn't say San Diego because I didn't know if you wanted me to air that, because people are weird about where they live. And I think it was Oceanside, if I'm correct. I have a really good memory. But San Diego, the person I'm talking to today is actually from San Diego. So Escondido, I think. Love San Diego. Lived there for almost 4 years. PB in Mission Beach. I was living on Grand Avenue, my first solo studio on Grand Avenue in downtown PB, or not downtown. I was right next door to a KFC, actually. Crazy. Then lived in Mission Beach for a year. Loved Mission Beach. That was great. Honestly, when you do that, you're done and you're ready. All you got to do is do your thing. I mean, it sounds simple, right? It sounds simple, but it's tough in the beginning, like anything else. I was just watching this Toltec shaman documentary on YouTube. YouTube's got so much stuff, and the guy was talking about breaking your memory, and this is what really hurts us in a breakup, because we have all these memories. And basically we're living our life with the filter of our memory. So everything that comes into us that's new, it goes through our memories. And then we somehow connect the memory to what's going on now. And we try to make assumptions or predictions. And by going no contact or moving somewhere new, we mess with our memory, because we go into a place where it's unfamiliar, where we can't just use our memory, right? That's why traveling is so cool. When you see something you've never seen before, your brain goes, okay, this is new. I'm present moment right now. I'm not relating this to something in my past. You're on point, coach. You're absolutely right. Thank you so much. No problem, BG. I'm in the VA. It's nice out now here, originally from NY. This is Mikey Mike. Yeah, VA. Virginia, right? I think. Virginia. Were you pulling for Virginia in the Final Four? Like a bad cycle if you get with a cheater. Yep. I'm doing no contact for almost 3 months. I've been working on myself and trying to improve. I wouldn't use the word trying. I would say I am improving. Your language counts, bro. So it's the idea that I'm trying to improve. I am improving. I have improved, past tense. Even if it was 1%. I want to be back with her because I believe I changed. Get off the I want to be back with her because I believed I changed. She doesn't owe you nothing. And you're not doing it for her, okay? That's unattractive. So I can't stop obsessing over every move on social media. Well, there's your problem. Where's your power? This is like a recycled comment over and over again. Wolf Gamer, I'm not angry at you. I'm here to help you. Fucking listen to me, okay? Cut off the social media. It's been 3 months of no contact. How is that serving you in any way in your improvement? You see a picture of this woman, you're obsessing over her, and you're thinking, what is she doing right now? You don't know. You don't need to know. You don't want to know, because you're moving forward, because you're a calm, cool individual that can take care of himself and is working towards being a better human. Does that work? You need a bell here. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, but I'm night owl, so it's all good. Well, good, man, because we're going to be talking later. Like I said, it might be a few minutes because I got to get off pretty soon. I got to meet someone for lunch really quick, and I'm just making sure the traffic, I want to give 15, 20 minutes to get back. Yeah, I'm staying single to get the baggage out of my system for the most part, so I'm emotionally available for the next person, whenever that may be. Never single, never been single ever till now. Had to change. Well, being single for a little time in your life is good. And In San Diego, you're single? That's a great place to be single. Shit. Yup. Word. My ex is the first to reach out, but I don't care. My ex is the first to reach out, but I don't care. Ha. No roses. Hell no. No lunch. No nothing. Gym is a good thing. O-side, close to my hood. Escondido. I'm not sure if it was O-side, but I thought it was. I could be wrong. I used to shop in PB. I love PB, man. If I had to move back to the States, I would love to live in PB or, well, La Jolla is pretty expensive, but Mission Beach. Mission Beach got expensive, right? PB, it's all Airbnb people now, I think. Kind of changed. But what the weather, I just love it over there, man. Great place to live. And the people, well, maybe I'm wrong. We're nice. Last time I went, so I was telling Escondido, I'll say, who just mentioned, I was saying that I lived there. This is crazy. 13 years. No, 15. I'm 38, 15, like 15 years ago or something like that. 15 years ago. Yeah, 22, 23, 21, 22, 23. Woo! 15, 16 years ago seems so long ago when I was over there. And then I came back 3 or 4 years ago for a bachelor party on one of the streets in PB. Someone rented out a house, and I felt so much older than everyone on Grand Avenue and all that. It's kind of funny. And I don't feel old by any means. Laugh out loud. And breaking and learning detachment quickly is a good thing. Yep, Virginia. Yep, they won the national championship, dude. I was happy for them. I mean, I don't follow college hoops a lot. I follow the NBA a lot. But I was happy for them because I don't think they've won. Because it was always Virginia Tech that was good. The greatest challenge in life is discovering who you are. The second greatest is being happy with what you find. Well, that's nice. That's a nice way to put it. And who you are will change. Who you are will change. Be flexible is what I would say. You know, I think I've told people this before, that if you have an autobiography at the end of your life, you're going to have different chapters, right? You're not going to just say, I think old school living was, my grandfather was one of those, like he had 2 jobs his whole life. He was a fireman for like 3 or 4 years and then became a truck driver and delivered wine, Gallo Wine, if you know that wine company. And he did that for, 25 years. I think in the future, it's not going to be like that where you have one job, you have one house, you have one TV, It's going to be, you're going to be flexible and changing what you do here and there and adding things to it. There's just too much information out there right now. Have the iron, will not look at social media. You're clueless to your ex's life. Have the iron will to not look on social media. Yeah, call it iron will. I don't know why, but 10 years ago, when I broke up, I just did that automatically. But I wasn't hooked on Facebook or anything like that. So not Oceanside, just San Diego. Okay, gotcha. I was wrong. Sorry. San Diego's big, huh? It's like LA. It's got a big city limits. Being single to me allows me to be on my purpose. I got my passport. I'm thinking of traveling, but I've got a few places to learn the culture. Right on, Mikey Mike. Right on. Well, if you come out to Thailand, let me know, bud. What would be top 5 places to go? I don't know. Everyone's different. Bali's supposed to be quite nice. New Zealand, Canada. Canada's beautiful. Vancouver's beautiful. Do it, age 22. I'm traveling to Philippines and Korea in the fall. Good for you, AET. PI is supposed to be really nice. Cebu Island is supposed to be nice. Korea, I've heard good things about. It's actually cold there. Going to Frisco next week. That's my hometown. Went to San Francisco State. Grew up in San Mateo. Going to Frisco by the bay. Good for you. You're a traveler, huh? That's just an hour flight. That's chill. I check in with myself once a year to see which areas that I have not grown in. Good for you. AET, I want to go to Thailand. Been wanting to. Go for it. Go for it. Oh, you're Filipino. Right on. Well, there's a lot. Actually, the crazy thing where I live in Thailand, there's a lot of Filipinos because they work in the hotels. They work in some of the clubs as musicians. I never knew Filipinos were such good singers. Amazing. But yeah, Thailand's great. Great place. Chiang Mai, Phuket, and Bangkok, all great places. Chiang Mai's air is a little bit bad right now. So you're saying I shouldn't want my ex back so I don't seem needy. I can't quite get it, Coach Mac. I'm confused. I want my ex not out of despair or neediness, but because I believed I changed for myself. Dun dun. Okay, so let's unpack this, Wolf Gamer. So you're saying I shouldn't want my ex back. I'm saying that you seem to be doing no contact to get your ex back. You seem to want to prove to her in a way that, look what I've been doing so I can show you. A lot of people say they want to show them. And I'm saying you should just be doing no contact for yourself so I don't seem needy. So you're saying I shouldn't want my ex back. I can't quite get, Coach Mac. I'm confused. Well, the thing is, you really want something, right? And this is the thing about no contact or dealing with your ex. It's counterintuitive in a lot of ways, because let's just frame this differently for Wolf Gamer. Let's say that you want a Mercedes 500 SL. I don't even know if they make 500 SLs. That's maybe my old knowledge because I'm not a car geek. But let's say you want a Mercedes 500 SL. They used to be like $100,000. They used to be like a hot car back in the day. 500 SL, you know you want that car. It's $110,000. You want it in black. You want it in tan leather. You got it specifically what you want, right? You can save up and get that car. You can do all these things. You can obsess. You can look at the pictures and it works. Getting your ex back is the opposite. Obsessing, following them, hoping, wishing, trying is the opposite. The most attractive thing you could do is go the other way and not wish, hope, or try to get them back, is what I'm saying. Even if you get a date with her and you're in a mode where you're wishing, trying, and hoping to show her how great you are, you're probably going to overcompensate. Like I said, I want my ex not out of despair or neediness, but because I believed I changed for myself. If you changed for yourself, why would you necessarily need to show them that? So you're saying, I want my ex back and I changed for myself. I want to show them that. Okay. What if they're not interested? What if then you stay in a holding pattern? This is my point. You stay in a holding pattern where that's the thing. Just because you change, which is great, pat on the back, which is great. Just because you change for yourself does not mean they're going to be receptive to that. So my point is, by you saying, I just want to get them back, I just want to get them back, you're holding on to something and not allowing yourself to go out on other dates and have other things going on in your life. You're holding yourself back. And that's not going to be attractive in my book. Thailand comes highly recommended. Of course it does. It's got to be a top 5 destination in the world. It's beautiful. Just went to the beach today. Filipino. I keep getting asked, people ask me to do some filming. I lived in San Mateo. What the fuck? No way. No way. No way. Yeah, that's if that's true, that's crazy. But I believe that's where I grew up. Mike's moving in. Filipino, we need to link up. But I believe I changed for myself. But how can I show her that if I don't ever consider contacting her, she isn't budging or taking effort to reach out either? So I don't know. Okay, let's go back to Wolf Gamer. But I believe I changed for myself. But how can I show her that if I don't even consider contacting her? Why do you need to show her? 7 billion people in the world. There's 3 billion women. You're going out of your way for one to show her that you changed. What I'm saying is the best position you could be in would be that she contacted you because she had a memory of you. Something came up. She was thinking of you. And then in that moment, you can see, because just because you think you changed doesn't mean she thinks that's true. If you want to contact her, go right ahead. Contact her, go out. And then you're going to be like, oh, now she can see how I changed. And then what happens if she doesn't? Mm-hmm. Then you go back to ground zero, maybe even lower. So she isn't budging and taking effort to reach out either. So I don't know. She isn't budging. She doesn't want to. This is when you start telling your story. If she isn't budging, she's fighting it. Well, right now you're stuck in a holding pattern waiting for someone that doesn't want to talk to you currently. And this is the whole point. This is the whole point. When you're waiting around for her, right? And you want to show her who you are. That doesn't mean when she meets you, she's going to believe it's true, because you've built a case of who you are. So I've talked about this before. If someone's a fucking outstanding basketball player in high school, right? And I run into that guy and I haven't seen him for a while, 4 or 5 years, and now he's an accountant. All I'm going to probably talk to him about is basketball. I'm not going to think of him as an accountant. So in order for her to see that you've changed, you need to reconnect and go out like 5, 6 times. It wouldn't be like the first time she sees you, she's going to see that you changed. Patong, if you want to party. I know Patong. Yep, Patong's cool. Needy behavior. I see that I went my own way after seeing what she has become. Don't even want her back. And that's the thing. Once you go your own way and you catch your breath, maybe you don't want the individual back. Yeah, get to passport, pick a place to travel, and just go do it. Action. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, money plays a role, obviously. But like I tell people, if you don't have money to travel, then what you do is you go, all right, once I get money, this is where I want to go. And the beautiful thing about the internet is you can actually plan a trip 7, 8 months, a year ahead. And you're like, I want to go there. It's like before I lived in Thailand, I was like, all right, I saw the movie The Beach. All right, someone told me about I could teach over here possibly. Someone told me this. It just started to gain some steam. And then I started doing some research. I was like, oh, shit. Then I found someone I went to high school that lived over here. It's just like more and more and more. And then the idea was like 10 months from me actually leaving, you know. I've learned over the years being alone is where I found myself and was not in others. Yeah, I mean, being alone with yourself has a shelf life. You, as human beings, we're social creatures. So you do want to interact with other people, but being alone for periods of time is really to get yourself back on deck, as I call it, and figure out what you really want. There's a lot of times when you're around other people, when you live with your family or you live with a girlfriend or a wife, or for the women out there, a boyfriend, you're negotiating what you do and what you want based on what they want. Tell me I'm wrong. Alone has power that only a few can handle. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know that I've embraced it. I go out to eat a lot alone, and I'm completely fine with it. You know, being alone and journaling and doing things like that, it's good for you. You want to have a good mix, right? I think if you're in a relationship, you definitely want to both be able to do your own thing. I don't know what Jad is. My ex tell me maybe as far as us getting together, it was all BS. I heard it before and I was like, nah, I'm better than that. Okay, good for you. Right after my breakup last year, I straight up went to Japan, and my mindset quickly shifted because I was in a new environment, new culture. Thank you. There's some people. Thanks, AET. I mean, there's some people that I deal with in live coaching. I'm like, dude, you're ripe to take a trip because you're 26, 27, 28, especially if you have a little bit of money. And then someone, oh, I can't because I'm like, go somewhere for a year. And the next thing, I'm going to be hammering this, whether it's live, whether it's my videos, and I've been talking, do some volunteer work. If you're feeling down, this goes for you, Wolf Gamer. This goes for you, BG, if you're still on deck. Do some volunteer work, because right now you're hoping and wishing to get something, give. And I swear, when you're in a down state, you're in no contact, and you have some other like-minded people that are kind and giving, I don't care what it is. It could be the Boys and Girls Club. It could be the YMCA. I used to coach at a YMCA. Loved it. I used to work at a school here, and I'm going to get back on deck with that myself. Whatever you want to do, a dog shelter, someone's told me, and you're never going to regret volunteer work. You're never going to regret traveling. So when you can make that shit happen, do it. And I've heard nothing but good things about Japan. So you're saying I should initiate contact again and go on a few dates so she can see so she can see. This is the problem. I changed, and that if she doesn't, I should reconsider my chances and try to look for some other girl. You shouldn't be so interested in her as an individual. Read the book, The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Write that down. Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Take a look at that. I don't know what your age is, Wolf Gamer, but I'm assuming you're in your 20s. And you need to realize that you're looking too much into one person. Been coaching Little League and has helped me through this recent breakup. Outstanding, dude. Shortstop and second base when I was in Little League. Leadoff. It's always funny, like, because if you know baseball, I haven't watched baseball the last couple of years. I'm a huge Giants fan, but if you know baseball, it's like positions, kind of like go with personalities. It's kind of funny. We'll talk about that. No work on yourself first. Don't even bother to move forward, bro. Yeah, okay. I don't know who you're talking to, Mike. You're saying I should initiate contact again. This is the thing, and if you work with me and if you did a live coaching, I tell people I give you options. I open up like 3 or 4 paths, and you need to choose it for yourself. I'm not some Nostradamus that's going to be like, oh, here's the guaranteed path. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's just fucking wrong, or this is the right thing. But this particular case where I went on dates with other girls to increase my confidence and have fun and move on, but I believe my ex were better for me, but she has that negative image of me. Well, if she has a negative image of you, being around her is going to bring you down. I went on dates with other girls to increase my confidence. Go on dates to not only increase your confidence, just to have a good time. Even if it's a bad date, you made a connection, it's fine. So you're saying I should initiate contact again and go on a few dates so she can see I changed. No, not so she can see you changed. You're not doing it for her. That's the problem. That if she doesn't, I should reconsider my chances and try to. Here's the thing. I'm going to close this out for you, Wolf Gamer. If you want to call her, call her. If she rejects you, that's your clarity. If she says, no, I'm a little bit busy right now, I'm not interested, don't go, oh, she's being too tough right now, she's being stubborn. No, she's telling you the truth that she doesn't want to go out with you. Okay? If you contact her and she says, okay, we'll go on a date. If you go out on that date thinking, oh, I'm going to really show her how much I changed, wrong mindset. Mindset should be, let's have a good time, let's reconnect, possibly hook up, and then if it goes really well, maybe we'll have another date in 2 or 3 days. And then maybe next week we'll have another one. But if you go into it anxious with this idea that you're going to get her back, you're going to scare her away. Go ahead and call her or don't call her. But once you do call her, that's your clarity. If she says no, let it go. Now, the best route to be, stay in no contact. She contacts you if she's interested. If she's never interested again, then she doesn't contact you, and you've already been in no contact for that much longer, and don't move yourself back to ground zero. Got it? The Wolf guy, thanks. Yeah, Wolf Gamer. Yeah, when you work on yourself and show you can be fine on your own, show you have purpose, you will attract people. I love that you said people, because this is the thing. I'm going to hammer this home. The person that you were with, if you were with them for 2, 3, 4 years, whatever they believe about you was layered in. If you were just together 2 or 3 months, fine. But if you, for example, I always use cheating because it's one of the most common things. But if you cheated one time and you broke up over that, you have a good chance of maybe getting back together because it was one time. It doesn't feel like a pattern or a habit. If you cheated 7 times in 2 years and she kept taking you back, you're not going to be able to go out with her again and she's going to go, oh, yeah, you changed so much, because she already thinks of you as a cheat because you built a case doing it 7 times over. If you were lazy and boring for 2 years straight, you played video games at home and didn't want to go out to eat or have dinner. I had a guy that was a gamer before, and he was like, oh, yeah, I used to play video games every night. And then he said that she basically just left his ass and was like, you're married to your video games, right? And then he's like, within a month, I stopped playing video games. Well, you already built your case. It's not like you can just overcompensate and have someone think you're different all of a sudden. Hi, I'm glad I found this page. I'm 29 years old and she's 26. We dated for 3 months. Mutual friends suggested that we date for the past year already. We only met 4 months ago. Oh, right on, JP, Justin Powell. I don't know what that's. I only got a few minutes left if you want to give me a little bit more of your story, or go to writemac.com, send it in, and possibly do a private response if you like, or do a YouTube response. So Yeah, I got to go somewhere in 20 minutes. So anyone else? Any closing questions here? AET, good to have you back. Representing San Diego. Nike Swoosh, representing San Diego here. Mikey Mike. I can't call her or contact her because she wanted me to be friends with me. All right, you answered your own question. So should I back out or call and contact to know if I should move on? Coach Mac, I'm simply can't hammer things down myself. I'm so confused. Commit to something. Commit to no contact. Here's your options. Commit to no contact, no matter if she calls you or she doesn't call you. If you want, I don't recommend that you call her. But, okay, I don't recommend that you call her. But if you think you need to, because some people do this, I need one, I need to see. I think you're in the low percentages of her being receptive, but some people say, I need to call her to see where she stands. Once she tells you where she stands, if it's negative, you're done. You're no contact. The best result from no contact for you, if you're confused, stay in no contact. Keep doing your thing. If she calls you back, it's a bonus. Commit to no contact like you're committing to 2 years in the fucking military, dude. All right? What you're doing here is you're hoping, you're wishing, and trying, and that's not a very good place to be. Hey, Mac, hope you're doing well. Right on, Rivenier. I know who you are, bud. Nice chatting with you yesterday. We stayed over at each other's place, and she's been telling me all of my friends that we were meant to be. We were together almost every day. She was unfortunately in contact with her ex regards to her car. Homie, just stay in no contact. That's what I would say. But here's the thing, AET. Doing this for a long time and doing it, talking to a lot of different people, human beings and adults don't like being told what to do or what they have to. So I like to tell you 2 or 3 different options, and then you choose, and hopefully you choose the right one for you. And the one with the highest percentage of actually getting your ex back and having them come back to you possibly would probably be no contact. But there also is the people are so scared. Well, what if they never contact me again? Well, that's part of it. At a certain level, you get to a point where you don't care anymore. And that's when you say, I won both ways, right? Move on and let her call you and don't pursue it. Yeah. And move on and don't even let her call you. Just move on, because if she calls you, like I said, it's a bonus. And then you're going to have to make the decision after that. You want to be in the driver's seat where she calls you and you go, have to think about this for a minute. Or she calls you and you instantly have a good connection. I had an ex call me out of the blue 7 or 8 months later. Someone's like, 7 or 8 months later? That's how long it took? No, it didn't take that long. I was just fucking doing my thing, moving on with my life. Contacted me, said I reminded her of someone she saw at the coffee shop or something. And we just started talking. And then the next time we met up, we hooked up. And then from there, we hooked up again. There was no expectations. There was no like, have you been seeing someone else? There was none of that shit. There was none of that like, I can't believe it ended the way it did. It just was like, it's just crisp. It just went crisply. And that's ideal. Does that happen all the time? No. Detach from her, yo. Yep. I told her that I can't do it, and we had an argument. She lost respect and always had her ex's side. I blocked her, and we not in contact for a month now. I told her that I can't do it, and we had an argument. She lost respect and always had her ex's side. I block her, and we not in contact for a month now. I don't even know what to do with that, dude. Have discipline is very attractive. Yes, it is. It's time to go on and on. As time goes on and on and on, you think from a logical standpoint, not emotional. That's the gospel. Maybe you could be a coach, AET. So Justin Pauls, I'm gonna have to cut you off here because I'm out ski. I told her that I can't do it, and we had an argument. She lost respect. If you can't do it and you have a problem with her contacting her ex all the time, well, then that's early on in the relationship. Move on, right? For show. From the flow up, little Bay Area talk, little Bay Area swang there. San Mateo, I can't believe that. Pace. All right. I'll see everyone out there. I'll be back. I'm going to try to do this every day. I've done 3 days straight. I haven't gave a regular time because I don't have one. You're welcome, Justin. Good luck to you. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Justin, if you want to go to writemac.com, my website, send your full story in. Maybe I'll do a YouTube video on that. Also, you can do a private one, or if you want to book a live coaching session, talk to me one-on-one, tell me your whole story, and it's just me and you talking like this. Thanks, Coach Mac. Wolf Gamer, hang in there, bro. Move forward. Move forward. A couple books for you. Rational Male, Rollo Tomasi, Models, Mark Manson. Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Mark Manson. Nice live, bro. Thanks, bud. Later, Coach. See you in a few, Coach. All right. Yep, I will. Light.